Joan, you've been reporting on that plane crash in Louisville.
Mm-hmm.
We got what? They're now saying 9 people confirmed dead. CNN is reporting, I don't know what you've got, but 16 people are reportedly missing from their families.
It's that was the saddest stinking thing.
Oh, that was just a huge ball of fire when that plane.
Well, it was headed to Hawaii from Louisville, so it was filled with jet fuel, and it crashed into a fuel storage tank.
Yeah.
So we're talking about the most incredible explosion ever.
280,000 gallons of jet fuel.
280,000 pounds of jet fuel.
Pounds?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just amazing. I can't even imagine. So it's kind of like the explosion that we had here at AES, where it was an explosion, and they just don't know what they have on the ground yet.
Yeah.
They're still going through the pieces.
41,176 gallons.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I mean, and obviously very sad. My daughter just flown in back to Louisville around that same time. Yeah. I mean, she sent me the text of the photos and such, and it's obviously very tragic, very horrifying as well. And it's one of those things where, just like a lot of other tragedies that we see, it all plays out on social media.
Yeah.
And so prayers for all of those folks that were impacted and affected.
That plane, by the way, had been out of service for several months before this for some maintenance. So
I should have asked, do we know what happened?
They do not know yet.
So there was a pilot on the tarmac on another plane that recorded, and you can see the left engine catches fire during takeoff, and then they struggle to get up to altitude and ultimately lose power.
I think
crash.
I saw that. I think the pilot was like, "Oh, they're going to crash," and obviously they did. So,
yeah, Louisville is the hub for UPS, so they've got cargo planes heading in and out of that facility.
Okay,
many, many times a day. The whole country operates out of that Louisville hub.
All right. Well, keep us updated on the investigation, because I know that there's a lot to figure out. By the way, I do have this audio of, just real quick, and I've got some video here as well, of David Hogg, right? David Hogg, who CNN, apparently now David Hogg is the go-to. Is this really how far CNN has fallen? I think part of what CNN is trying to do is David Hogg, right? I don't even know how old he is now. Look up, Sam, could you? How old is David Hogg? So you know that David Hogg, he was at school during it was the Parkland mass shooting, if I'm not mistaken. And so he, of course, became very outspoken, very anti-gun, very, just rabid anti-Trumper, rabid anti-gun. And I'm not entirely certain, though, he has also become sort of the antagonist for the mainstream Democrats. You know what I mean? Like, he took on James Carville and some of these other, sort of, again, more mainstream Democrats. And so he is an equal opportunity offender. He'll go after the Democrats just like he'll go after the Republicans. And, but, I think if this is going to be his brand, okay, that's fine. But I would recommend, and how old is David Hogg? Did you look it up?
25.
So David Hogg is now 25 years old. And for Hogg, the rap on him was that he was just in it for the notoriety. He, remember after the shooting, he was all over the place. And the most dangerous place to be was between David Hogg and a camera, right? Camera Hogg is actually what people on the right started calling him. So now he's right where he wants to be, right? He's in this panel. He's on this panel on CNN. They've got a total of 6 people there. And it's basically Scott Jennings versus, 5 Democrats. And David Hogg is on the panel. And I want you to listen to his level of debate when it comes to Scott Jennings.
He's probably going to win. I mean, it's a Democrat town, and they're going to elect a socialist to run the financial capital of the world. I mean, you gave him $300,000. That's interesting. That's probably the only 300 non-Islamo Marxist grant that he got. I saw Linda Stossar today bragging about all the money that's coming from all over the world.
So for their elections in New York.
Look,
And honestly, I
Cuomo is
think part of the reason he's so powerful is because people are tired of being lectured by men with Rolexes on CNN about affordability in this country. That's the real reason he is resonating right now.
So he's criticizing Scott Jennings for wearing a Rolex.
What a clown.
On CNN.
He said he gave $300,000 to Zoran's campaign at 25 years old, and he's going to complain to Scott Jennings about people's wealth.
I didn't catch that part of the conversation. I don't know if it was him. Maybe it was his PAC that gave $300,000 to Mamdani's
sure it wasn't
campaign.
him.
Yeah, let me listen real
He's
quick.
probably going to win. I mean, it's a Democrat town, and they're going to elect a socialist to run the financial capital of the world. I mean, you gave him $300,000. That's interesting. That's probably the only $300,000.
All right, so Jennings did say you gave him $300,000. He runs a
Leaders We Deserve.
there
That's
you
the
go.
name of the
Yes,
PAC.
that's the name of his PAC. Leaders We Deserve. So, I wonder if old David Hogg, I wonder if he still lives in Florida or if he has moved now to the communist Marxist utopia that is now New York on this Wednesday morning. We'll have to wait and see what happens. But the thing is, though, like, really, is that what you're going to do? I would say to David Hogg, you're going to go after Scott Jennings for wearing a Rolex. I mean, that's just number one. It's silly because, okay, so what you're doing is you're criticizing a man for buying a watch. And who cares if it's an expensive watch? And Rolexes, by the way, are really nice.
Well, and his whole point is moot when he goes, they're tired of being lectured. But Mamdani's family is loaded. His mother is a millionaire film director. His father's a tenured professor. Your argument completely blows up in your face.
And Scott Jennings has had many jobs over his lifetime. Mamdani, again, not to belabor the point, dude's first job is going to be the mayor of New York. Do you remember how funny it was? We were talking about, I forget who it was, but somebody walked around the streets of New York with Mamdani's resume, and nobody would hire him because they didn't have any experience at anything.
Yeah. Failed rapper and assemblyman for New York. His greatest achievement in that time was having the lowest attendance turnout for the assembly in his area and giving themselves the biggest raises in the country.
So apparently, Joan, David Hogg lives, how appropriate now, in Washington, D.C., and went to Georgetown.
He went to Georgetown?
He went to Georgetown.
So
he
you cannot be a pauper and go to Georgetown.
No, you're not exactly, I'm just going to say it. I mean, maybe I'm being a little too judgy, but you can't exactly be a man of the people and criticize Scott Jennings for wearing a Rolex if you went to Georgetown.
Yeah.
And here's the deal. I don't belabor somebody, like I don't criticize somebody for going to Georgetown. If that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. But don't criticize somebody else for wearing a Rolex when all Scott Jennings is doing is wearing a Rolex. Dude, you went to Georgetown. And going to Georgetown is a heck of a lot more expensive than buying a Rolex. And by the way, some of these Rolexes, if you go to Brentwood Jewelry, you can get those like really cheap if they're used. I'm just saying.
In fact, Georgetown might be more expensive than the Rolex on Scott Jennings' hand. Just for 1 year's tuition,
yes,
$65,000.
$65,000. Who does? Well, David Hogg.
Your middle range Rolex might be $20,000. I think. I'm not sure. I don't have.
Is that what it is? I know. I've never been a big fan of Rolexes, but I mean, you could get them used. All I'm saying is that David Hogg criticizing Scott Jennings for wearing a Rolex, given his background and where he went to school, it's just, I mean, it's very hypocritical. Oh, look, the Democrats are being hypocritical.
Unbelievably so. Apparently, the entry-level ones start out at just under $10,000.
Rolexes?
Yeah.
You ever owned a Rolex?
I had a great uncle that had one. I got to wear it one
They
time.
have knockoffs, too. They got knockoff Rolexes. Joan, you ever
Nope.
had a Rolex? No, okay. I never have either, just so we're clear. Little too rich for my blood. But I don't disparage other people for wearing them.
Right.
He probably doesn't say that to the rappers who've got the diamond encrusted Rolexes that are worth $300,000 alone, and then the $400,000 chain.
I'd be willing to bet you that you know what? I'd be willing to bet that Mamdani actually has a Rolex, because as a former rapper, they're all about the bling.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well,
so I bet you
the drip.
Yeah.
The what?
The drip.
Is that what they call it? The drip?
Yeah, the drip.
The drip.
It's a whole outfit put together, essentially. But yeah.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
All right.
They call the jewelry the ice. And the ice goes with the drip.
Are you kidding me? Is that what they say?
That's what the kids say.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
That's what the kids say, Dan.
Is that what the kids say?
Yep.
Hey, by the way, I have not yet received my update from Sports Center. But so I don't know what happened in Murfreesboro at that big Little League game that
right.
Chris's son win that game. Did they win that game?
Don't know.
Brooks?
Haven't seen. Yeah.
I didn't hear.
I get the feeling we'll get an update when he comes in.
Do you think?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, very good. We'll have to see what happens. It is a 8:20. I did send him a motivational text though. Chris Hand. I sent him a motivational text, and he basically gave me a cursory response. I think he was in game face mode.
Oh, I see. Yeah,
exactly
he might have been.
Right. Yeah. Oh, sorry. 8:30.
Hey guys, you're live on the air now.
Hello. 8:38, Nashville's Morning News on Super Talk.
What should I do with my hands?
Ask Gavin Newsom.
You wearing a Rolex over there?
No, I left it at home.
You left your Rolex at home?
Yep.
All right, very good. You ever actually seen a Rolex?
I've never seen one in person.
You've never seen a Rolex?
And, well, I guess I might have, but I wouldn't have known.
See, I'm not an expensive watch kind of guy. I'm just not. But I thought that David Hogg calling out Scott Jennings for wearing a Rolex was kind of dumb.
Yeah, I agree with that. I want a Shinola watch. Those are expensive. It's like this niche little Detroit company, and those are the watches I want.
No, everybody knows Shinola.
Oh, yeah?
Joan, you know Shinola, right?
No.
Sam, you guys don't know? There was a song about it, My Shinola.
Oh, my goodness.
This is why we can't have nice things.
I'm sorry. I told Chris I'm making people mad today, and I don't really know why I'm making people mad, but whatever.
Here's the thing. I couldn't trust myself to wear a nice watch.
Oh, I couldn't.
I would bang it into everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, you're not a watch wearer anyway. Do you wear watches?
No.
Yeah.
Not really into the jewelry.
That's why they wanted me to wear a helmet when I was a kid.
Bang it into everything.
Yep. Hey,
way to use your head, Dan.
That's exactly right. Let's see here. So a guy says this. 1303 says this. You ready?
I'm ready.
All I can say is, Joan, God bless you. I appreciate Dan very much, but
here it comes.
Somebody has to do it. You have a strong constitution. So I don't know. That is kind of like a not very nice comment about yours truly, and I don't really understand. But you know what I realized, though? Joan and I have not really been working together all that long, but I've come to realize I know when Joan Jones is done with yours truly. Do you know you've been married for how many years?
Quite a few.
Okay, so you've been married too long. You'll know.
There's no such thing, Dan.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's right.
Your wives are listening, guys.
And so, but does your wife have like a little tone sometimes where you know? Okay, I don't want to get you in trouble. My wife, when she's had enough of me, her eyes get. I know this for a fact.
It's more of a look.
The glaze over.
Thank you, Joan.
Yeah.
It's the glaze over.
Yeah.
It's the glaze over, and she has a particular tone about her when I can tell that she's done. Do you know what that sounds like, Chris? Do you know what my wife's tone sounds like when she's over me? It sounds like this. Uh-huh. Do you hear that? Let me do it again?
Very quick.
Yeah, real quick. Uh-huh. You know what that is? That is Joan Jones. Uh-huh. Me. Uh-huh. Me. Uh-huh.
That cuts deeper to the core than a well, Dan.
It does. I'm being uh-huh by Joan Jones. Uh-huh. There you go. Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. I got a lot of them.
Joan and I were talking. What were we talking about, Joan? I don't even know. And then I could just
Dollywood.
We talk about Dollywood, and
you started singing the song.
Yeah.
Did I? I didn't sing a song. What did I sing? I didn't sing a Dollywood song.
Yes, you did.
It's just a Hollywood song, but you replace it
yeah.
with Dollywood. When Joan said she feels bad for the people around you when you do that.
You were singing. Everybody saw you dancing as well on the YouTube stream. Uh-huh. One of the reasons to like and subscribe.
You know what? I forgot I did that, actually.
Moves by Mandis.
Moves by Mandis.
White man overbite. Whole thing.
Totally off rhythm the whole time.
I actually, you know what? I had forgotten that I sang, Joan. So, Joan, if you need to, when I sing, you go right on ahead.
Okay. But we have listeners. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no. Should I say? That's what I said.
Is that the Mandis version? Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Shut up.
Anyway, moving right along. How was the game last night?
The game was awesome. I'm so proud of the boys, all of them, top to bottom. I could list the whole team, but the kids did great. Vinny, Lucas, Brooks, Colton, Gabriel. We had a squad. Cal, Bryson. I could go on and on. So proud of the kids.
Yeah.
We lost by 1.
You lost by 1.
Yes.
Okay.
That's all right. We had.
What was the final score?
It was 10-9.
10-9.
Wow.
10-9. We had played this team 2 other times.
Mm-hmm.
The first time we played them in the beginning of the year, we got the brakes beaten off us. The second time we were a little bit closer. This was the closest that we'd played them. We held the lead for quite a while, and it was a good learning moment. We had a good conversation over Whataburger. Me and the boy did on the way home. We went and got a cheeseburger.
Good.
And then I said, you're going to learn more about yourself in a loss than you are in a victory. And I gave him a motivational speech, and I was proud of him, man. He hit a couple times and played great at catcher. The whole team played great. There wasn't one of those moments that you could point to and say, well, that's what did it for us. At least I thought. Until Brooks recalled the pump-up text that Dan Mandis sent him.
I said,
and my son says to me, he says, that text from Dan was kind of foreshadowing. And I looked to my right. I said, foreshadowing? That's a big word. He said it was foreshadowing. And I said, why is that, son? He goes, if you recall, Dad, the GIF he sent was a Blue Jays player. Mandis hit us with a jinx.
Oh, the jinx.
Yeah, because it's a Blue Jays player. It's a GIF, and it says, let's go, baby. And I said, good luck. And I said, and I'm quoting Chris Hand.
And what happened in the World Series, Dan?
Well, you would know. Your Canadian team lost.
And my son is officially blaming you.
Is it my fault?
And I sent it out to the group text and apologized for the Mandis jinx. I said, parents, I want to let you know.
Yes.
That I did not solicit this text in any way. The jinx was bestowed upon me.
You know what? I've been jinxing the morning show for like 5 years now. So, whatever. It's all good. Where are you at on this whole thing from last night? Now, you came in loaded for bear for Ted Cruz.
Yeah, I'm not exactly happy. Here's the thing, Dan. Mm-hmm. You learn more about who you are in a loss than you do in a victory. That's kind of like the theme that I have going for the show today. I think that this needs to be the wake-up call for conservatives, Republicans, the GOP, and I pray that it is. Yet I open up Twitter this morning, and Ted Cruz, who is one of the most important Republican senators we have,
yes,
he's still belly aching over Tucker Carlson interviewing Nick Fuentes.
I didn't see that, but just stop it, Ted.
And dude, I'm sorry, not a lot of people know who Nick Fuentes is. You're breathing more oxygen into this fire. If you're really upset, don't acknowledge it. Move on.
Can I ask you a question, too? So, who gives a crap who Tucker Carlson talks to?
Honestly, thank you.
Yeah, who cares?
Freedom of speech. You can be mad about it, but also, where was the same energy when Patrick Bet-David interviewed Nick Fuentes a couple weeks ago? Mm-hmm. Where was the same energy when Candace Owens interviewed Nick Fuentes some months ago? It wasn't there. I think the Nick Fuentes, Tucker Carlson stuff is completely overblown. And when you breathe that oxygen into it, people are going to go watch the interview and then they're going to go, he's upset about this?
Right.
Because it was kind of a milquetoast interview. It wasn't. I
didn't watch it. So.
It wasn't super hardcore in any kind of way.
Well, I think if you are focused on an interview that Tucker did, who is not a politician, he is not an elected official, and literally Tucker Carlson's job right now is to get clicks.
That's it.
And so, congratulations, Ted. You did. This is what you said. He brought new oxygen to that interview, And I don't
and
know
he's
if anybody
still
cares.
doing it. Like the day after a huge election loss, we are less than a year away from midterms.
Yep.
We can start to say that the momentum that we had a year ago, it feels like it's dissipating, and we need to work even harder as conservatives. And the stupid infighting, like, enough. Like, we need to focus on winning.
Yep.
Can we get back to winning?
Yep.
And it seems like Donald Trump needs to reteach the Republican Party how to win, because when he's not on the ballot, nobody seems to be mobilized or energized to get out there. I mean, what are we doing, honestly? And I will say, the election results last night were predictable.
Yeah, that's.
I wasn't shocked at all.
Yeah, Virginia, California, New Jersey, New York, they all voted for Kamala Harris.
But we got a small window to mobilize and energize before the midterms.
Oh, absolutely. The conversation with the Republicans, they do have a lot of work to do, and they need to do it. And
I think it goes back to Trump has had a lot of victories, but most of them have been overseas.
And I agree. That's true. I agree that, Donald Trump, he said on X or True Social that he wasn't on the ballot, and that is certainly true. Do you think it would have been different if J.D. Vance was on the ballot? That's going to be the big question, because if we do shank the midterm elections, we are screwed. So as much as I'm saying, and you said as well, Virginia, California, New Jersey, New York, very predictable.
Yep.
But we do have to mobilize.
We have to. This needs to be the wake-up call for everyone.
Ted Cruz focusing on some stupid interview that... Do you think that he's upset with Tucker Carlson because Tucker sort of spanked him in the interview?
Oh, I'm sure that's part of it.
That's what it is.
But it's not just like I isolated Ted Cruz because that was the last tweet that I saw.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of media personalities who have been far more focused on this stupid interview than they've been focused on what's happening in all these other states.
I don't even think, did I mention that? I don't even think I mentioned it. I don't care.
Meanwhile, the Democrats basically just gave a rubber stamp to endorsing political violence with the election of Attorney General Jay Jones.
Yep.
I think that is far more outrageous than Tucker Carlson sitting down with a far-right kind of guy like Nick Fuentes.
And the thing is, you've got a guy who, Jay Jones, you've got a guy, and I was talking about this earlier, where you have a political party in Virginia that just voted for a guy that threatened kids, talked about wanting to kill kids.
Wanted to watch them die in their mother's arms.
Yeah, shooting cops.
And then urinate on their graves.
Yeah.
I'd forgot about that part. Thank you. Urinating on their graves. And so to me, anyone who thinks that the second the Democrats don't get control of the Senate, if they do, that they would eliminate the filibuster, if they're willing to do this.
Yes, exactly. This has been my argument the whole time on the filibuster.
Yeah.
Like, what happens if the Democrats get in and use it? It's like, guys, they're going to get in and do it anyway.
If they're willing to put a Marxist or communist in charge of the city of New York, if they're willing to bring in a guy who wants to shoot children and urinate on their graves, then...
As the top cop.
Yeah, as the top cop. Then I think... Yeah, the not breaking a filibuster, but eliminating the filibuster, I think that's easy for them to do.
Yes, and then let's get some stuff done. But the problem is you're going to have a lot of rhino Republicans who are going to miss their comfort blanket of the filibuster, so that way they don't have to have this hard position between their donors and their voters, which it really is. It's a pacifier for those rhino weak-kneed Republicans. And I'm talking about Lindsey Graham. I'm talking about Thune. I'm talking about Cornyn. I'm talking about Barrasso. These guys, they love hiding behind the filibuster.
Where's Ted Cruz on that? Do you know? I don't even know.
I don't even know.
Yeah.
I'm just upset.
You want that? Because this actually, Joan, when you call me, that's going to be your ringtone.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah. It's like, oh, guy, Joan's calling. There you go.
You should do that. Should be your alarm.
My alarm clock when I wake up in the morning. Yeah, just have this on repeat, just over and over again.
I love it. I love it. Dan Mandis, always able to make me smile again.
Yes. People were mean today, actually, on the super text line. I'm not exactly certain why, but it's all the usual suspects.
Hey, look, everybody's upset about last night.
It's 4702. It's Sally. Some of these other folks as well. And you know what? Here's the deal, people. I'm in a good mood today. And so I'm not going to let you pee on my parade.
There you go. I was going to say rain. I was going to go with rain. But you had Jay Jones on the mind.
I had to go down the P route.
Okay.
All right, very good.
Dan's got to hit the bathroom.
I've never been in an accident while farting.
Oh.
All righty. Yeah, John in Lawrenceburg. I'm absolutely shocked and disgusted at the AG elected in Virginia. We all are. But you know what? Here's the deal. I think that, to your point, if this inspires the Republicans to mobilize and quit worrying about who the heck, can I just say, I think there's some people that are just too concerned with the influencer class anyway. I realize that the influencer class is important. Totally get it. But who Tucker Carlson has on as a guest is his own business.
Right.
And so for Ted Cruz to, be all high and mighty about that. And I think that...
But it's like exactly what the Democrats did when Newsom had Charlie Kirk on. Do you know what I mean? Like they all...
And there were some people that were praising Gavin Newsom. Look, he's willing to have a conversation.
Yes.
So I think Ted Cruz is upset because he got punked by Tucker Carlson.
And he did. Viciously.
He did. And I think Tucker enjoyed that way too much.
Oh,
but that's okay.
Tucker was ready to go.
He was. Well, you know what? What did I say? Because... we're running out of time. But Tucker went in there thinking that he was going to, Ted Cruz went in there thinking he was easily going to wipe the floor with Tucker Carlson. And he went in there unprepared. And I forget exactly, there was a couple of gotcha questions in there. And I forget what the gotcha question was, but I remember.
It was the Bible verse.
No, it wasn't the Bible verse. It was something else about how many people live in Israel or something like that.
Yep.
And my thought was, well, Ted, you should know how many people live in Israel just because you're the dude that reads the reports and you're in the Senate. I mean, you should know that.
Yep.
And so I think he went in there. Not fully prepared to take on Tucker Carlson. And I'm a big fan of Ted Cruz.
Yeah, I like Ted Cruz. I just don't like him when it's like the day after a big election loss and
that's what he's focused on.
That's what you're focused on. It's stupid.
You know who else agrees with you? Joan.
Uh-huh.